Good day everyone. Once again, I'm Mr. Nelson, and today I'll be teaching you on how to solve quadratic equations by factoring. Once again, let's have solution set or roots. These are values of the variable that will satisfy the equation, and we can solve quadratic equations by extracting square roots, factoring, completing the square, or by using the quadratic formula. We're done with extracting the square roots. This time, we're talking about solving quadratic equations by factoring. So we're going to talk about solving quadratic equations by factoring. This method is applicable whenever the polynomial in the equation is factorable. So kailangan factorable yung quadratic equation nyo. Yung expression doon kailangan factorable para magamit nyo yung factoring. Okay? Now let's have the steps in solving quadratic equations by factoring. Step number 1. Transform the quadratic equation in standard form if necessary. So take note, kailangan lagi naka-standard form. Pag sinabing standard form, ax squared plus bx plus c is equals to 0. Then step number 2, factor the polynomial. So doon na kayo magka-factor. Step number 3, apply the zero product property by setting each factor to 0. In this step, you're going to equate each factors to 0. And then step number 4, solve the equations in step 3. So yung resulting equations ninyo na magagawa sa step 3, isi-solve nyo sa step 4 to find the value of x or the solution set or roots. Now let's have example number 1. Solve 3x squared minus 15x equals to 0. Let's have the given equation, 3x squared minus 15x equals to 0. Okay, so pag sinabing factors, ito yung kapag binultiply mo, no, ang sagot, yun yung given. So 3x squared minus 15x, mag-isip tayo ng dalawang factors nito na kapag binultiply, ang sagot ay 3x squared minus 15x. Okay, so para makuha yun, mag-isip tayo ng divisibility ng bawat terms. Okay? So, 3x squared minus 15x, saan ba divisible yung dalawang yan? Simulan natin sa variable. X squared tsaka x. Ibig sabihin, pareho silang may x. So, pwede kong ilabas yun. Tama? Ibig sabihin, yung x squared tsaka x are both divisible by x. Sunod, 3 and 15. Saan sila divisible pareho? Very good. They're both divisible by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 15 divided by 3 is 5. So, pagtabihin natin yung divisibility nila. Yung numerical coefficient divisible by 3. And then yung variable divisible by x. So, we have 3x. 3x. So, meron na tayo isang factor, 3x. Alamin natin yung pangalawa, yung sunod na factor. Para malaman yun, i-divide natin yung bawat terms, no? Doon sa ating expression sa left side. 3x squared divided by 3x. Ang matitira kapag di-divide mo yan ay x na lang. Very good. And then next, 15x or negative 15x divided by 3x. Maka-cancel out yung x at saka negative 15 divided by 3, that is negative 5. So negative 5 na lang. So we have, pagsamahin natin, we have x minus 5. You have 3x times the quantity x minus 5. So, kapag din-distribute mo yan, 3x times x, the answer is 3x squared, and 3x times negative 5, that is negative 15x. So, tama tayo. No? So, we're done. Step number 1, kailangan standard form, at naka-standard form naman yan. No? And, step number 2, factor. Factor na natin yung polynomial sa left side. So, ayun na. Factorable naman siya. So, 3x times the quantity x minus 5. Next step, number 3. No? Using the zero product property, we're going to equate each factors to 0. So, ganito mangyayari niyan. First factor, 3x, equate mo sa 0. So, 3x equals to 0. Second factor mo, x minus 5 is equal to 0. Okay, we're done with step number 3. Ulitin natin ha. Kailangan naka-standard form. Sunod, factor mo na. And then step number 3, um, zero product property, wherein you're going to equate each factors to 0. And step number 4, solve the resulting equation from step number 3. So 3x equals to 0. To find the value of x, all we need to do is cancel out the 3 beside x. And to do that, we should divide both sides by 3. Right? So, divided by 3. So, we have x is equals to 0. 0 divided by 3 is 0. Right? Okay. Next, on the right side, we have x minus 5 is equal to 0. To find the value of x, all we need to do is remove negative 5. Tama? Para matira si x sa may left side. So, to do that, using the addition property of equality, we're going to add the opposite of negative 5. The opposite of negative 5 is 5. Positive 5. So, mag-add tayo ng positive 5 sa left side. At dahil addition property, mag-add din tayo sa my right side. Simplify. 5 minus 5 is 0. So, meron lang tayong x. And then 0 plus 5 is 5. So, we have the roots already. 0 and 5. So, solution set natin, we have 0, 5. Any question? Okay, very good. Let's proceed to example number 2. Find the roots of x squared is equals to 9x minus 18. Let's have the given equation. X squared is equals to 9x minus 18. So, step number 1, we write to standard form. So, as you can see, the given equation is not yet written in standard form. So, kailangan malipat yung term sa right side doon sa left side. To do that, we're going to remove the 9x and negative 18 on the right. By addition property of equality, mag-add na tayo ng mga opposite nila. What is the opposite of 9x? Negative 9x. So, mag-add tayo ng negative 9x sa right side. Ano naman yung opposite ng negative 18? Very good. Positive 18. So, mag-add tayo ng positive 18 sa left side para maging 0 yung mga yan. And since we added negative 9x and positive 18 sa my right side, kailangan sa left side din by addition property of equality. Add negative 9x and then add positive 18. And now, simplify nyo na. Combining like terms, as you can see, we don't have like terms on the left side. So, dahil dyan, we're just going to arrange, from highest to lowest based on their exponents or by quadratic term. So, as you can see, right side will become 0 na. So, pag in-arrange natin yan, mauuna si quadratic term, sunod linear term, and then the constant term. So, simply arranging the terms from highest to lowest according to their, or based on their exponents. Is equals to 0. And now, let's have the next step. We're done rewriting into standard form. Second step is factor. Now, to factor, magsisimula kayo sa tumingin dun sa may first followed by the last term. Sa first term, ano ba yung factors ng x squared? Okay, very good. X and x. X times x, x squared. Sunod, what are the factors of 18? Marami. Pwedeng 2 times 9. Pwedeng 6 times 3. Pwedeng 18 times 1. Tama. Kaso, we need to consider the middle term. The middle term is negative 9x. So, meaning to say, kailangan yung factors na gagamitin natin sa 18 is when we add, the result is negative 9x or negative 9. Okay? So, alin dun sa sinabi ko kaninang factors na 18 ang magbibigay sa inyo kapag pinag-add ay 9? Simulan natin sa 1 tsaka 18. Pag pinag-add nyo, malabong magbigay ng 9. What about when we add the 2 times 9? Malabo din. What about 6 times 3? Very good. 6 times 3, 6 plus 3 is 9. Possible. So, next step is tingnan nyo yung sign. Negative. So, kapag nag-add kayo ng integers para magkaroon ng negative, it's either unlike sign sila, mas malaki yung sign nung nasa negative, o kaya naman parehong negative. Balik kayo dun sa last term. Ang sign ay positive. Ibig sabihin, pag nag-multiply kayo, same sign. Positive. At dahil negative yung gitna, meaning to say, parehong negative yung pinag-multiply. Ibig sabihin, negative 3 and negative 6. Negative 3 times negative 6 is positive 18. Very good. So, yun yung gagamitin natin. Factors ng x squared ay x and x. And then factors ng positive 18 na magbibigay na sum ng negative 9 ay negative 6 and negative 3. So now, we have now the factors of x squared minus 9x plus 18. We have x minus 6 and x minus 3. So, double check natin kung tama, no? Using the FOIL method, kailangan ang lalabas na sagot ay x squared minus 9x plus 18. FOIL method, x times x squared. And then, outer, x times negative 3, negative 3x. Inner, negative 6 times x is negative 6x. O, simplify agad natin. Negative 3x minus 6x. Then, the answer is negative 9x. And then, last terms, negative 6 times negative 3 is positive 18. Okay, tama tayo. And now, we're done with step number 2. We're done factoring. Sunod, step number 3. Using the zero product property, we're going to equate each factors to 0. So, we have first the x minus 6 equals to 0. And then the second one, we have x minus 3 is equals to 0. Tapos na tayong step 3. Step 4 na tayo. Solve nyo na yung equation from step number 3. So, x now will become 6 and x will be equal now to 3 by addition property of equality. So, therefore, the roots are 3 and 6 or 6 and 3. Or we have the solution set 3 and 6. Do you have any question? None. Okay. So, that's all for today. Thank you for listening. I hope you learned something from this discussion.